In the last class, we have learned about what is region, availability zone, and how to create AWS account. And even we have learned about basics like how to create the EC2 instance as well. Today, we will proceed with the advanced option of the EC2 server. I mean, advanced options within the EC2 instances. So, yeah, first thing, right now, you can see the instance state. It is in stopped state, right? So if you want to start this EC2 server, for that you need to choose this particular EC2 server. So if you remember in the last class, we have created this Eduwise web server. So right now it is in the stopped state. For the same, here you can see that there is no public IP address. So please do remember that in all the cases, we will be dealing with only IPv4 address during this whole classes. Yeah. Right now you can see that with respect to this particular web server or EC2 instance, there is no public IP address and we can see the private IP address. So do remember these two options. I'll explain it later in this class only. So first we have choose this server. To start this server, we should go to these options. Here you can see the instance state, right? Here you'll get multiple options. So first thing is stop instance. Right now it is in gray color because server is already in stopped state. So second option is start state. If server is in stopped state, then only we are able to start the server. Third option is reboot instance. Reboot instance is nothing but restarting your server. See, please do always be cautious that like reboot is different, start and stop is different. And as of now, you can ignore this hibernate instance option. And last option is terminate instance. Terminate instance is like if you choose this option, you are going to delete this web server permanently. You cannot recover it. Yeah, I think yeah, that's it. So now I'll start I'll start this particular server. So once we start this so that thing you can check here. Once service is start, then it will also check the status checks. There will be total 3 status checks. I'll show everything. See, there will be 3 status checks. Right now, you are able to see only 2 status checks. First one is system status. System status is related to physical hardware. Like server is okay, everything. System status will check related to physical or hardware related things. Instance status. Second one is instance status. It will check all the things related to server, inside server, like OS is configured properly, network inside the server network, everything is configured properly, mounts, I mean drives, or we can say volumes is attached properly and able to access it from the EC2 server. So all these status will be checked during instance status. And there is one more status called EBS status. So that is EBS is nothing but elastic block storage. That is related to storage. I will explain that as well. So now I will right now it is in stopped state. Now I will start the server. So for that, we should go here and click on start instance. Once we click on this start instance, okay, 1 second. So once we click on this start instance, here you can see AWS will assign new public IPv4 address. See, uh, now here we can see, right, successfully initiated starting of instance ID, this one, I-05. You can see same thing here. So for that, what we can do, like we can refresh it. Simply we need to click here. Once we refresh, see here, now instance state changed from stop to running. And yeah, see, system status check is initializing. So for the same thing, see, now AWS has assigned new IPv4 public IP address as well. You can see here, right? And coming to the monitoring part, like system status checks. So those things we can check here. See, now system status, it is still is in initializing state, and as well as other status, instance status is also in initialized state. For this to get complete the status checks, we need to wait for at least 1 to 2 minutes. It will take 1 to 2 minutes. We should wait for 1 to 2 minutes. Yeah, meanwhile, we can proceed with other options. So, as I explained in the previous class, I have created, server with using T3 instance, T3.micro. What if I want to change it from T3 micro to T3.medium? In some cases, there is a possibility that we need to upgrade the instance as well, right? We can do this operation as well using AWS console. So for that, what we can do, so whatever the server, see right now you can see here, instance type is T3 micro. Yeah. So for that, what AWS will advise, like, so right now our instance state is in running state, right? They will usually advise like always instance state should be in stopped state. Then we need to change instance type from T3 micro to T3 medium. Whatever we want, we can change it. So even but it is not mandatory. Even while server is in running state, also we can change the instance type. So now I will try to I upgrade my server from T3 micro to T3 medium or any other free tier instance type. So for that, what I have to do, like first I need to select this particular instance, go to actions, instance settings. See, here it's not allowing to change this instance type. So for that, we should first stop the instance. So before that, I'll show this status checks as well. See, here now you can see all three status checks passed. So for that, again, we should go to status and alarms. You can see system status is passed, instance status is passed, and EBS status is passed. So all these three status are passed. Then only this particular EC2 server is available to use. If anything got failed, AWS won't allow us to log in. So for that, we should go through some monitoring tool like CloudWatch and all what's happening and all. We can check all those issues as well. I will explain related these things during monitoring parts. So right now we have learned uh, as we start the server, if we do stop and start the server, in such case, public IP address will be changed, but private IP address will be remain same. So I'll write down here first. In case of stop and start, public IP will change, but still private IP will be same. Same. Yeah. If we reboot the server, In such case, public IP address will be same. And even private IP also will be same. Please do observe carefully. There is a difference between start and stop and reboot. So during stopping the server and starting the server, AWS will automatically update the new public IP address to your EC2 server. And in case of reboot, they won't change the public IP address for your existing EC2 server. So that thing I will show here. See, right now our public IP address is 40.192.70. So before stop, I'll show here. Before reboot, public IP is 40.192.70. 70.250, 254. Now, if we reboot the server, see, now start option is disabled. Only stop, in reboot and terminate is enabled. If we reboot the server, remain public IP address will be same. So we'll do that thing as well. Yeah. See, reboot. One second, we'll do one more time. Actually, it's already rebooted here. Instance state is also showing as running. So we'll run one more time. Reboot. See, successfully initiated rebooting. See, even after rebooting, still you can see the same IP address, right? 40.192.70.254. If we do stop and start this instance, in such case, public IP address will be changed. We'll perform that action as well. So now I will stop the instance. See, instance state, now it's changed to stopping. Automatically, public IP address will be gone away. That thing as well you can see. It may take a couple of minutes to stop the server, and even to start server as well, it will take 2 to 3 minutes. Meanwhile, can't. Okay. So now you can see that instance state is in stop state. Now, if we check the public IP address, there won't be any public IP address available for this particular server. Again, if we start the server, see, start instance, now AWS will allocate new public IP address to our server. See, now instance state is in pending, it changed to running, and see, now it is assigned new public IP address, 1860.130.99. See, after stop and start, public IP address has been changed, 18.180 something. But you can clearly see that public IP address got changed. See, so meaning if we reboot the server, AWS won't change the public IP address. If we do, stop and start the server. In such case, a new public IP address will be provided. So, but this is not good for our applications, right? So, as I mentioned in the last class, I have deployed Apache, uh, yeah, to my server. I have configured Apache server, right? So to access that, we used to use HTTP colon public IP colon port number 80. But each time, if public IP is keeps on changing, how end user will be going to access our application? This is somewhat difficult, right? Each time we cannot provide we cannot provide new public IP address to the end user, right? To access our application. So for that, AWS, what it did, like, they have provided one new feature called Elastic IP. EIP. EIP is nothing but Elastic IP. So in this, first we will request AWS to assign one permanent public IP address to us. So permanent public IP. So we will request AWS to assign one permanent IP address to us. Later, we can use this IP address and we can assign this IP address to our server. So I think you people got my point, right? So first we will request AWS to assign one permanent public IP address to us. Later we will assign this particular IP address to our server. So if we use EIP, if we use EIP is nothing but Elastic IP. If we use during start and stop as well as during reboot, we will get same public IP address. So previously, during start and stop, public IP address used to change, right? So if we use the Elastic IP during, in both the cases, during start stop and during reboot, we will get the same public IP. So now I will show how to get a EIP, Elastic IP. So for that, as I mentioned earlier, so again, let's assume now we are in the AWS console home. So for that, always to go to console home, we should click here. So here I will search for EC2. Now I've already added EC2 into my favorite tabs. So here under EC2 dashboards, you can look for networking and security. Under network and security, you can see the Elastic IPs, right? So click on this Elastic IP. And here you can look for this option, allocate Elastic IP address. Click on this one. Yeah. So here we need to choose public IPv4 address pool. Amazon's pool of IPv4 addresses. Amazon will allocate one IPv4 address to us. Now click on allocate. See, now Amazon has allocated this IPv4 address to us. Okay, 1 second. Okay, before that, I'll check which IP address is already available. Okay, I'll first, let's assume Amazon has allocated this IP address. We need to choose this one. and again click on actions. See, here you can see release elastic IP address and associate elastic IP address. If we click on this release elastic IP address, again Amazon will take back this IP address from us. So if we click on this associate elastic IP address, now I will click on this associate elastic IP address, and here we need to choose instance or network interface. In our case, we are using instance. I will choose instance, and again we need to choose to which instance we need to allocate this public IP address. In our case, previously we have created Eduwise web server, and I am going to allocate this public IP address to this server only. So yeah, once we choose this public server, automatically we will get this private IP address as well. See, and now associate. And see, here now you can see, right? Right now we for Eduwise web server, we can name it here Eduwise public IP, PIP. So just drag it to right side, and here you can see associated instance ID. So for this particular instance, we have associated this particular public IP address. So that thing you can verify by directly checking at instance. Again, I am going back to the EC2 instance which we have created. Now I'll click on this instance ID, and see, now you can see this public IPv4 address 16.112.165.84. Same thing you can verify from here as well, right? So we have requested this public elastic IP 16.112.165.84, as well as here you can see the associated instance ID. With even we can check that particular private IP address for this instance. See, that's how, since we have associated this elastic IP to our EC2 instance, I mean particular this EC2 server, a device web server, we do operations like during start stop as well as during reboot. Public IP will be remain same. So now we'll try to access our application as well. I mean Apache server. So for that I'll use HTTP and public IP. My public IP will be 16.112, this thing, followed by port number 80. See, you can see, right? So how you can verify, like whenever you look for IP address, always it will show private IP address 172.31.45 and 255. So same thing you can check here as well, 172.31.45 and 255. So this is how elastic IP will work. And now I will also explain about pricing model. See, first, as I mentioned earlier, first we will request for elastic IP address from the AWS. AWS will allocate elastic IP, I mean public elastic IP. That IP will be assigned to our servers. If now I will explain about pricing of EIP. If EIP is attached to EC2 server and it is in running state. In such case, AWS won't charge anything for this elastic IP they have provided to us. Won't charge. if this is case 1, case 2, we have EIP, EIP is attached to EC2 server and it is in stopped state. In such case, AWS will charge. They will charge. They will charge for elastic IP they have provided. So this is how it will work. So if not required, during practice and all, what you people have to do, like, yeah, for the practice, you need to create elastic IP, assign it to EC2 server, and after once your all operations are done, again, you need to click this elastic IP, go to actions. Now, first you need to disassociate elastic IP address. Previously, we have associated this particular elastic IP to this particular instance. Now we are going to disassociate this particular elastic IP from that particular server which we have associated earlier. Now first I will disassociate elastic IP address. See, disassociate our look carefully. Now public IP address is EIP. I'll note down this thing as well. Now EIP value is 16 112 165 84. 16 112 165 84. So once we disassociate this particular elastic IP, I will choose this elastic IP first and then go to actions. First, we need to disassociate it. So I'll click this disassociate elastic IP and disassociate. Now it will release the elastic IP address. See, I will now you can check here as well. No, associated instance ID. Previously it is assigned to our EC2 server. Now it is deassociated. Here as well, if we refresh it, yeah. For that we need to yeah. See. Now, Elastic public IP for this particular server got changed. It got updated to 98.130.11.68. Our Elastic IP address is this one, 16.112.165.84. Once we release that Elastic IP, automatically our EC2 server public IP got changed. So once this elastic IP is disassociated from that particular server, then we need to release this elastic IP address. So we need to, for that again, choose that particular elastic ID, go to actions and then release elastic IP address. See, simply click on release. See, now the AWS won't charge anything for this IP which just now we have released. No, for that they won't charge. This is what I wanted to explain you people about what exactly the elastic IP is. I hope what is elastic IP and for what purpose we exactly use this elastic IP address. I think it's clear for you guys as well. Now we'll proceed with other options. Now we'll proceed with, we want to upgrade our instance type from T3 micro to T3 medium or any other free tier instance type. So for that, first we should stop the instance. Right now our instance state is in running state, right? So click on instance state, stop the instance, stop it. Now instance state is changed to stopping. Just wait for a couple of seconds. It will change it to stop state. Now we will be proceeding by upgrading the instance type. Right now our instance type is T3 micro. current instance type. T3.micro. We will be upgrading to other instance types. So now it is at stopped state. I'll choose the EC2 server, then go to actions. Under actions, you can look for instance settings, and then under instance configuration, you can see this option, right? Change instance type. So you need to choose this one. See, right now we are using T3 micro. I will change this from T3 micro to uh, C7i flex large only. I will change. So yeah, we can change it to C7i flex large. See, okay, one second. Right now our instance type is T3.micro. I will be changing this instance type from T3 micro to this thing, C7i flex.large. What exactly it will do, like for that we should know what exactly what is the exact configuration for T3 micro. Let's assume, okay, before that I will show what is the exact configurations for T3 micro as well. So if you for that I'll opening this instance in the new tab. So while you are trying to configure the instance, during that time you will get to know what is the exact configurations. See, for the namesake, I will name this server as server 2 Ubuntu, and instance type, see, T3 micro. Here, T3 micro instance type as 2 vCPUs and 1 GB memory. If we change it to C7 flex large, see, now it will become 2 vCPUs and 4 GB memory. So that is how we are going to upgrade our servers. This is called vertical autoscaling. For the same server, we are increasing the computing capacities. Like either it can be CPUs, memory, as well as storage as well. Right now, we are only increasing the CPUs and memory. As I mentioned earlier, for T3 micro, we have 1 GB memory. I mean, here memory is nothing but RAM only, and 2 vCPUs. I will be changing from T3 micro to C7i flex large. Once we choose this thing, here you can see this pricing models as well. See, T3 micro on demand pricing will be 0.0112 USD dollars per hour, and for this C7i flex large it will change. Like you can see CPUs both as 2 vCPUs, meaning 1 core, and memory you can see. Memory it has 1024M is nothing but 1 GB RAM. Here it has 4096, meaning it has 4 GB RAM. So I will update it. Change instance type. It will take a couple of seconds to update. Once it is updated, see, automatically it got updated. I will show in different tab as well. See, from T3 micro to instance type is updated to C7i flex.large. This is how we are going to upgrade the instance types. For that, always EC2 server should be in the stopped state. Once it is in stopped state, we are going to upgrade it. Since even though if we upgrade this instance type, it won't cause any data loss or memory loss. Whatever the applications we have configured in the EC2 server with T3 micro instance type. So in our case, we have configured Apache web server, right? Same will be available with this instance type as well. Let's check that as well. Now I'm going to start this server again. again it will provide the new public IP address. So I will choose this server instance state start instance. We can refresh here. So instance state is changed to running. Just wait for a couple of seconds to for this status checks. So we got a new public IP address. See, if we try with old public IP address, it won't work. It will try and it will throw error. Still it's running. It will throw error. Okay, I'll try with, see now you can see that it's throwing error. I'll try with our new public IP address. So for that, even you can try without using port number as well. Since always in all the Linux servers, 80 will be the default port number. You can try without using port number as well. I'll click this. See, our Apache server is running. We have upgraded our server from T3 micro to T3 micro to C7i flex large. Still, whatever the softwares we have configured previously, all those softwares are available with the upgraded instance type as well. I hope this point also clear for you guys. Now we will proceed with another topic within the EC2 only. Yeah. Now I will try to launch new instance. See. So before that, I'll tell you one more thing. So for this, right now we do have this server, right? Eduwise web server. So we do have this Eduwise web server. In this case, what we did, like in case of Eduwise web server, first we created the server. The server later, after configuring or creating the EC2 server, we have logged into that particular server and configured Apache web server, Apache 2. So first we have created this EC2 server. Later, once server is available, we have logged into this particular EC2 server. From that server itself, we have configured the Apache 2 web server. So now AWS is providing one more option called user data. In case of user data, while creating the EC2 server, EC2 server itself, we can create any software. I mean, we can configure any software without logging into that particular server. So previously, first we have created the server, then we have logged into that particular server. Later stage, we have configured the Apache EC2. If we use the user data section, in such case, we are going to provide one shell script to this user data section while creating the EC2 server. While creating the EC2 server itself, it will run that shell script. It will run that shell script and configure all the software which we have written in the shell script. So this script will be run as a root user. root user. See, root user is the super user, whereas in our case, we have configured this Apache 2 using non-root user. Non-root user. In our case, it's Ubuntu user. We have used Ubuntu user. So now we will configure the same Apache web server using user data. Let's see how to configure the um, web server using Apache. I mean using user data. So for that again I'm going to EC2 section. We will click this launch instance. This time I will name my server as server 2. Server 2. So again I am going to choose this AMI as Ubuntu. Yeah. And instance type I'll choose T3 micro only. And key pair. If you remember, we have already created the key pair. See, previously we have created Eduwise web servers key pair. I'm going to use the same key pair. Please do remember that for each server, we are not going to create new key pair. So in most of the cases, we will use the same key pair for the group of servers. So in our case, in the last class, we have already created this Eduwise web servers key pair. I'm going to use the same key, key pair. So yeah, network section. Right now I will allow all the traffic from SSH, HTTP and HTTPS, and I will use only 8 GB storage is sufficient for me. And once you here you can see the advanced details, right? We need to click on this thing under advanced details. Go to last. Here you can find the user data. So here in this particular section, we are going to paste our shell script. This script will be executed as a root user with root privileges, and whatever the software or whatever the script we have written, that will be configured. So right now again I will configure the Apache web server from the user data. I'll use I do have already script with me. So I'll use that same. So see, first I'm directing this server to use bash shell, and then I'm updating the packages, and in the third step I'm installing the Apache 2. Later this is like a HTML script. So here I will change server details and all with one second. Okay, I will remove all this thing. Simply I will write a code like this server is configured from user data. So this message will be appended to this exact HTML file. So this file will be displayed when we use this URL. No, this HTML file will be loaded. This var www and HTML index.html file will be loaded. Once this content is appended to this particular index.html file, we are going to restart our service, Apache 2 service. Once restart is done, again we are going to enable it. Why enabling the service is required means this is not related to AWS cloud, it is related to Linux part. So if we reboot the server, every time we cannot start this Apache server, right, to access our application. If we enable this Apache server service, automatically whenever server got rebooted or did stop and start, automatically this service will be started. So now I'm going to launch this particular server. It may take 1 to 2 minutes for that status checks and all. See, server 2 just now we have created. Instance state is changed to running and status check. Still it is in initialized state. Now I'll click on this instance ID for this particular server 2. Here we will get a public IP address. I'll use this HTTP colon. So looks like still that health checks are going on. So status checks. See, we are able to see this default Apache 2 page. So what it does means, we have appended one index.html file, right? In that, actually, we did something wrong. Because of that only, whatever the code we have written, that is correct. Only Apache got configured. We are able to see this index.html. But the thing is, we did something wrong while writing the HTML code. See, we have updated the same file. So, but we did something wrong. But software is configured properly using in user data. So yeah, this is how we are going to configure the software using user data as well. But whatever the script we have provided in the at the user data section, that will be executed as a root user with root user privilege using root user. So these are all the points I wanted to convey to you guys. I hope you are able to get all my points, whatever I'm trying to explain you guys. So now I will stop these two servers. We can choose all the servers at a time, or else here you can apply the filters as well. Choose filter set. See, we can choose like run in running state, or else here you can choose stopped. See, right now we do have only two servers. Both servers are in running state. And here you can see terminated state as well, shutdown, everything you can choose. You can filter it accordingly. Yeah, right now, and now I will choose these two servers and I will stop these two servers. Simply, I will click on this stop instance. See, now instance state is changed to stopping. After a couple of seconds or couple of minutes, 1 to 2 minutes, it will change to stop state, stopped. So now, previously I've explained about pricing model of EIP, Elastic IP, right? Now I will explain about EC2 pricing model as well. EC2. EC2 pricing. First case, if EC2 server is in running state. Running state. AWS will charge. It will be charged. So for the same EC2 server, even we have attached 8 GB of storage as well, right? Even AWS will charge for this 8 GB of storage as well. Second case, if EC2 is in stopped state, AWS won't charge for EC2 instance. It won't charge. For EC2, but still AWS continues to charge for the 8 GB of storage, which is allocated to this particular EC2 server. Even though EC2 server is in stopped state, but still we have attached 8 GB of storage to this particular server, right? AWS won't charge for the stopped instances, but it continues to charge for the storage we have allocated. So this is about EC2 instances. Today we have learned how to upgrade EC2 instance types and instance states like stop, start, reboot, and terminate as well. Terminate. Now I will show how to terminate as well. So terminate is nothing but permanently deleting the EC2 server. So I will delete only EC2 server 2. So I will choose this one. Then go to instance state, terminate. Click on this terminate, delete. Terminate is nothing but permanently deleting our server. We are unable to recover from this server later on. See, now it is changed to shutting down. So first it will gracefully shut down the complete OS and then it will delete it. See, now you can see terminated. Now we are unable to start this server. That as well you can see here. See, we don't get start stop. If we choose this server, for this server we will get start option. Why? Because we have stopped the server, but we have not permanently deleted this server. But that is not the case with respect to another server, right? Here we have permanently deleted the server itself, so we are unable to start the server. So because of that, we are not getting start instance option. Yeah, these are all about things related to EC2. Today, I have explained about instance states like stop, start, terminate, and reboot as well, and how to change the instance types, like how to upgrade or downgrade the instance types and status checks as well. And also, I've explained about elastic IP. Apart from this, even I've explained about what exactly the user data. So these are all the things I wanted to explain for the today's class. I hope lecture is clear to everyone. I